Hey guys, Dee here from the Chaotic Gardener. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. If you have been, welcome anyway. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and follow along on my chaotic journey. I am an amateur gardener, not a professional by any means, dabbling in the garden, having fun and just filling my cup. And I started a little channel just to document where I was going, and I thought I would share it with whoever wants to watch. So come along with me. For those of you who do follow me and have watched last week's video, you would know that I have injured my foot and I'm in a moon boot. So I thought today, because I can't do too much gardening and get stuck in really too much, moon boots are really cumbersome and very annoying, so take care of your feet, people. But I thought we could have a little stroll around the garden and see what is growing and what is not. Lots of weeds growing, but we'll have a look at all of that. My wheelbarrow from the last time that I was in the garden is still sitting full in the garden where it shouldn't be. But this is my chaos. So come along with me. It's actually a lovely day today. Definitely a slight nip in the air. Apparently cooler weather is forecast. So come along and let's start with the veggie patch. There is the wheelbarrow. I can kind of hobble along without crutches a little bit, and then I need them a little bit later. Look at that hydrangea over there. It is looking a very chartreusey in color. I think it needs some amending. So I need to get some acidic soil modifier there. This one is looking alright. Got a bit of powdery mildew on it though. The purple chair is still there. And this one, which I'm hoping will be a blue, is looking quite nice. Here is footage of all the weeds. I'm thinking of pulling a bit of this ground cover up when I can get into the garden, and maybe repurposing this area a little bit. I would like to continue the hydrangea hedge down, so we'll have a think about that. Here, my lettuce is still growing beautifully. Some of them are starting to bolt. This one is going to seed, and I'm going to let it go to seed. I'm going to try and save some of those seeds there. But this has been a lovely bed, and we have had quite a few salads from here. Here I have one of those noodly beans that has self-seeded, or rattlesnakes, or whatever they're called. And there behind I planted some spinach, some baby spinach. So I think I will need to be harvesting that a little bit. Here we have the leeks and some peppers. This one I have just pulled off 3 yellow peppers off there the other day. Is another one that's going yellow, so it's nice to see what color pepper trees I have here, because I wasn't sure. I thought they were all just greens. And this little pepper brings me much joy. And these also have peppers on. Not complaining. Here we have the blueberry bush. Also needs some amending in the. So here we have some. These were self-seeded from last season's harvest. That obviously some seeds dropped and they grew. This I remembered is pak choy, so I have a few of those growing in there, some pak choy and my lovely lone carrot. Although as I say that, amongst the weeds here, oh no, wait, oh, I thought I had another carrot, but I don't. Chives. Here I have chives. I don't know why my chives are always sleeping, but anyway, they're still going. I tried to grow chives from seed myself, but I ended up just buying seed starts because I couldn't grow them myself. Here we have parsnips. They are looking really great, so I'm so excited about that. I'm not sure if it's the season to be growing parsnips, but they're looking good. Some beets, but I have planted some more in there, so hopefully those take soon. And I think these are kohlrabi, so I really hope those take. Some cauliflowers or broccoli, I think it's cauliflower, starts over there, and these peas should hopefully start trailing soon. There I have broad beans, and over there in that corner over there I have that bean plant that was gifted to me, that apparently just is a perennial and continues to grow. The pepino melon is looking really good, and there I have some cauliflower. And my tomato, I snacked on about 6 little pear tomatoes earlier on. Here I have some more peas fattening up. Not quite ready to be harvested. I have a Ziploc bag going in the deep freeze, and my plan is to just harvest the peas when they're ready and deshell them and pop them into the Ziploc bag and work up a bit of a stash. Oh look, that one looks like it's ready, and possibly that one, so I can get out here just now and pull a few of those off. These nasturtiums taking over here. And a purple potted bean over there. And here is my brassica bed. Dun, dun, dun. Not too sure what to say about this bed, but I'm not going to give up hope. I did chop off some of them, like cut them right down in the hope that they would sprout out side shoots. I think we do have that going on this one over here. We'll take a closer look now. Yeah, so I think the cauliflower that I showed you behind me hopefully will take off and give us something, but I do think I will get some bigger starts and pop them in between here and cover this bed. I also thought I would plant some peas in this bed as well. I have started some in a tray, because this bed generally is a good bed for growing. It gets, I think, the right amount of sun and all the right nutrients, so whereas the beds that I've just showed you generally go into shade fairly soon, particularly in winter, this one gets a decent amount of sun. So that's my plan there. Let's go in and have a look here. So this is the one that I chopped off, and look, I've got some side shoots. 1, 2, yeah, so I do have some side shoots there, so that's nice. And there was another one that I chopped down. I see I've lost another complete one somewhere. I think this one might, no. Anyway, so that's hopeful. I think it was this one. Oh, this one also chopped down, and look there, it's also got some shoots coming to the side, so that's exciting. That gives me hope. Here we have the garlic bed. A few, sneak past there. A few browning leaves, which I'm assuming are not, so apparently garlic is ready to harvest when your leaves start to brown. But this happens to me every season, and every season I don't get a garlic harvest, but I'm assuming this is not what they're talking about, because it's far too soon in the season and I definitely don't have any bulbs going there. So oh, please garlic grow. This I need to find out what it's called, but it was also gifted to me, and it's going to be potted up in here. It grows also perennially, and it grows into like a tree-like structure, and at the bottom, at the base, it creates almost like potato tubers, I understand, and then you can pull them up and it keeps on growing. And I need to find out what it's called. It was also gifted to me by a friend, so yeah, looking forward to growing that in there and seeing what that does. My eggplants, got some babies on there which will go into a stew, and one on there. I think this one might be going to have a nap for the rest of the winter season. Here we have the onions. I would like to fill up this gap here with some more onion starts. I feel like they should be growing a bit straighter than they are, but anyway, we shall see what we get from there. Here is a little boxwood hedge which is growing along nicely, and then what I have done here is I have also planted some boxwood starts over there with a space in between, and some more over there, because as mentioned in previous videos, this area I would kind of like to be a solid base where I could have the table and chair set. How we do that, I'm not entirely sure. If we put pebbles there, gravel, or pavers, not sure what we're going to do at this point there yet, but that is the plan in my brain anyway. If we go this way, the rose here has been prolific the last 2 weeks. Absolutely gorgeous. These blooms are come at the end there, but you can still see a whole bunch of new buds there and there, and a whole bunch more coming over there. So this rose bush, this is the time that it absolutely shines. And for rose lovers, it is a floribunda, and it is called an impala, and it is from Ludwig's Roses in Hillcrest. There I have an Australian tea tree, which I'm also thinking of moving. We love these trees or bushes or whatever they are, but it's been overshadowed there by that rose, and I think the structure of it will look nice at another part of the garden. So one day when I can dig, I will possibly think of rehoming that. Here is all the zinnia in bloom amongst lots and lots of blackjack weeds, but those are self-seeded, and they're very dainty and quite sweet when they are small. And a gorgeous olive tree. Definitely a favorite of mine in the garden. I've always wanted an olive tree, and I went through a couple of them. The dogs ate them, they died, and finally one stuck. And it's looking gorgeous. Needs to be trimmed up a little bit. My understanding with olive trees is that you keep them kind of open in the center, so you clear out the center branches that are growing together, and so far so good. It's working for me. And over here we have the salvia, and my intention here is to do a whole circle of the salvia around the tree, around the olive tree. So I will be taking out those thorny bushes at the back there eventually, which means that it'll be easier to keep the back hedge of the tiki creeper a little bit more contained. Here are the baby's breath that Trinity planted for me for Mother's Day. I have agapanthus, And these are considered weeds in some areas, and I can understand why, because they are rhizomes. They kind of multiply and spread. So when I planted these, there were only two, I think, here, 2 or 3 here, and they have spread as well. Also the seeds from the flowers, the seed heads fall into the ground, and you grow more. So I did chop off the 2 beautiful pom-poms that were growing this season, and they are actually dried out now in a vase in my house, and they look quite nice, all dried, and little black seeds are showing, but it's quite pretty. Here I have my Freylinia pom-pom, letting it go a little bit woolly at the moment. Sometimes there's something nice about that gentle chaos as well. I can handle that. My basil over there, looking a little bit worse for wear. Then I have this is a rose, which is normally like a rusty color orange, and then behind there is a purple salvia, which has been in the ground there for about 3 years, and it just keeps coming. But I would like to get another one and plant another one behind there for a little bit of fresh growth. Here amongst these self-seeded zinnia is a lily, which is a beautiful pale yellow, and then this is a bright pink, I think it's called a Gerber, and then I was watering earlier on, and so here, this is my echinacea, love it. And then hopefully what comes back, usually along the border here, is my electric daisy, which has little yellow like pom-poms on, and when you pop them, you bite into it, it gives, it like numbs your tongue and your gums, and it was apparently used in the olden days as and like an anesthetic kind of thing to numb the gums when people had teeth issues. Kind of works like tea gel. They're looking quite nice and healthy is a Gora. It's a white Gora. Lots more zinnia, self-seeded. These are dahlias that are coming to an end, and one has finished over there. Here we have osteospermums. This one over here is purple and white, and this one is usually an orangey, pinky orangey color. Here I have an evergreen. It is a creeping one, so it looks like it's taking a bit of strain though. And then we've got some succulents growing here. More succulents. Oh, the name eludes me at the moment. Anyway, it gets this pretty pink flower on, and you can literally take the leaves and pop them into the ground, and more will grow. More self-seeded zinnia. I've got a sage at the back there that I need to trim down. I've got my Inca lilies, impatiens. This was a dahlia. It's also come to its end. Really liking, I rehomed these roses not so long ago now. They were just a little bit further back, and I brought them closer to the edge of the garden and pruned them up. I didn't prune them last season, and I definitely felt the consequence of that this season. So I did prune them, do a light little prune during the end of summer, beginning of autumn, and they are just bouncing. I didn't have that many blooms, so they're really enjoying that. Salmon geraniums, and when they are in flower, they are really, really quite pretty. And that's pink echinacea there. My rosemary, not looking so good. And then that is a salvia as well. It's got this little pink and white flower that grows on it. It's really quite fairy-like and dainty, but all those seeds drop on the ground and it just becomes a mass of chaos. So I have been pulling them out, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. It hasn't kind of done what I expected it to do. This is a classic iceberg white rose, but hasn't done too well there. But as I'm going through the journey and learning more on how to care for the plants, I'm learning more on keeping them strong and healthy. So that one little branch is looking quite good, whereas the ones at the back are not looking so good, and I think that's just from me not caring for it correctly in the past. Here, this is like a little petunia, and it gets beautiful little purple flowers on. I'm going to get rid of some of those weeds. I cannot remember what this bush is called, but I like the variegation of it. And then behind this, you can see those are hollyhocks that I grew from seed, but I grew them, I want to say this is going into their 3rd year now, and they have never flowered for me or done anything more than what they are at the moment. And they have been in full sun and not hidden behind there. My plan to plant them there was that they would pop up between the evergreen here and the Martin Gula bush, and I would have a beautiful display of flowers, but nothing's happened. So it's either not very happy in that spot, so maybe I need to dig them up and rehome them again. I don't know. And so I thought that Australian tea tree I could plant in this area somewhere, just for a little bit of height somewhere else. Here I have dianthus, white dianthus, and the lamb's ear that we moved is taken. Oh, looks like the dog got into that one. I have to replant that and see if we can save it. It would be nice if it does take there. A little pop of silver, our new addition to the garden from when we went to Clarence for Rob's 50th. Here we have this miniature rose bush. It is called Granny Dearest, also from Ludwig's Roses. Really pretty. That's on its way out, but look at that new bloom there. Soft pink. Actually, when I got it, I thought it was going to be a brighter pink to go in with this, but it wasn't. So that is our... I love the bougainvillea when it's in bloom. It just is incredible. And this has always been fascinating to us. We get a little spot of purple that comes through every season. It's so weird. So there must be another bougainvillea that's in there somewhere. But when it is left to grow wild, look at this. It's growing in my evergreen. I love how it pops there. I'm not sure it's going to be able to stay there forever, but I'm just enjoying it at the moment. And then here, this zinnia that has self-seeded on the edge of the driveway is just gorgeous, looking so stunning. Here we have a dead miniature azalea. I rehomed it, but it took a while to plant it back in the ground, so I think I've lost it. And then obviously the lilies behind there. Going across the driveway, I have to have a little rest. My foot is feeling a bit sore. Here I have some more purple salvia and my fig, which I think I'm going to investigate how to prune properly this season, this winter, so that maybe I have better luck with the fruit going into next summer. Again here, I moved that, and I think it's still fine. I just need to maybe prune it up a bit and get some water into it. These are natives, so they don't need a lot of watering in general, but this is obviously, the wind is coming from this direction and it keeps blowing it over, and it's not sitting the way it needs to be sitting, so I need it to come more this way. And then this beautiful pink bush there was gifted to me by Ronwyn from Ronnie's Green Patch, and she did tell me the name of it, so I'll have to look it up and pop it up on the screen. This is a rogue bush that was supposed to be chopped down just before I hurt my foot, so I haven't managed to get there, and I believe it's a tobacco tree. I'm not entirely sure. I see it is, I must get it down quickly because I see it is starting to pop open, and that means seeds are going to go flying all over, and then I'm probably going to have a hectic time on my hands. But yeah, so I need to chop that down, although it does give quite a nice structure there, doesn't it? But it's not going to be my friend, I don't believe. Oops. So this is my jasmine hedge, which needs a little bit of grass taken out of it. It's quite difficult to maintain and keep going. I'm thinking of maybe rethinking it, and I don't know what I'm thinking, but it's not looking good in the state it's in. Behind it over there is a nachi, which I grew from seeds during COVID, going slowly. Here is the custard apple tree that I rehomed, and I am going to try an espalier. So it's lost its leaves. It got a little bit of shock as it went into the ground, but I think it'll be okay. So I'll give it another week or two before I trim off the branches that we don't want there. And then here we have the lemon tree, which is looking good, looking nice. This Sally Ann climbing rose has been giving me blooms better than the one on the other side of the house, and so I think when it comes to pruning, I'm going to give it a good prune and then see what happens next season. I'm hoping that it has found its happy home, and then I will put the structures in place to trail it along the fence, because I think that would look really, really pretty. So here's hoping that this one does its thing. I see as I'm talking here, I have new buds coming. There. So that's been more exciting than it has been for a while. This is just pure neglect and not water, and pure neglect and not having any water. This has happened before, and after watering it, it does come back. So that's also a nachi tree. Well guys, it's the next day. I stopped the garden tour to go and do some other chores, hobble along. It looks like it's going to rain, so I did manage to water the garden yesterday, but I'm really hoping that we have a little bit of rain to do another nice soaking for all the plants. Today I haven't done any gardening, but I have been playing with sourdough. So I made myself a chocolate chip sourdough bread loaf, and I have another one that is about to go into the oven now. So I will end this video showing you those, and then I hope you all have a wonderful week. Next week I'm going to be away for the weekend celebrating a friend's 50th birthday, so I'm not sure if I'll have a video out, but maybe I'll see something down in Southburn that we can video the beach for something different. But I'm going to end off this video showing you the sourdough loaves that I have prepared and made today, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again next week. If you haven't subscribed and liked this channel, please do. Bye bye until next week.